What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Allie. Today's video, I'm going to talk about my list of 26 things that I learned at age 26. I make this list every year. It's so fun to look back on. Like this year I was looking back on the list I made at age 23, and it's just so crazy how different life is now, even if you don't really think it is. Just like how much I feel like I've grown. And it's so interesting to read back. I highly recommend doing this exercise, and in my next video I'm going to talk about the 27 things I want to do at age 27, which is another list I make every year. Guys, that was tragic. My camera died right as it started recording. But we're back. It's like an hour later and I'm ready to go through my list. Huge progression. I can almost sit crisscross with my legs. I'm like, you know, one knee is still higher up and it is nice to have a pillow under it, but we're almost there. So my list of 26 things I learned at age 26. Number one is optimism is the most important characteristic a person can have to me. I realized that that really outweighs everything else for someone. Like I always thought, like, I don't know, some like having similar personalities or someone being funny or someone being outgoing. Like I thought those things were what I really liked in a person, but it is 1000% optimism. I care so much about that, and more just like glass half full mentality. I just feel like I get along with people so much more who think like that and like live their lives like that. Honestly, I feel like I didn't realize that's what it was until this age. Like I always knew that that was a characteristic I liked, but I didn't know how important it was to me. Number two, this one was a big one this year. I am capable of not having my life fully revolve around exercise. Obviously, I was presented with a lot of challenges, breaking my hip, femur, whatever you want to call it, this year. And I basically, for the past like over 10 years, have revolved my life around exercise. It's gotten a lot better in terms of like I can be in an okay mood if I don't get a workout in, which obviously that's good. I couldn't do anything for multiple months, let alone walk on my crutches was tiring. So not being able to do any of that, don't get me wrong, there were some low times, but I feel like I finally found new things to do in the morning, and I don't know, I just felt like I could live without exercise for a little bit, which was eye-opening for my mood, because before I would have been an absolute wreck. And I actually, you know, I'll credit some of it to the Zoloft, but I was in a pretty high spirits throughout my entire recovery. Number three, mom and dad, if you're watching this, I wrote down, I don't want to move far away from my parents anymore. Carrie was asking me the other day, like, what's something about my life that 10 years ago would have shocked me, and we both were saying how we've lived in Massachusetts this entire time, because we're both such travel bugs, and I totally would have thought I would have moved away by now. And my desire is growing less and less. It could be that my parents live on the beach now. It could be that I have a boyfriend. Don't get me wrong, still could happen, but it's not so much of like an ever-present thing in my mind. Like I need to relocate. Number four, healthcare is wild. I had no idea until turning 26 how much shit costs. Oh my god. Like, oh my god. My surgery was like $45,000, and not all of that is covered by insurance all the time. And I guess like going along with this, I learned how freaking important insurance is, and like how much benefits can matter in a job, and like what's covered is just, it's crazy, guys. So that was a big thing that I learned at age 26. Number five, love can look and feel different in every relationship. I feel like I was expecting kind of the same things comparing this relationship that I'm in now compared to my last one, and it feels so different. I didn't know that it was going to be that way. And I guess like in some of my friendships too, like this applies to like friendships, family, and relationships. I'm just like, it does feel so different between every person. Like I love all of my friends in like very different ways. And I don't know, it's hard to describe, but that's just something that I feel like I came to terms with this year. Number six, I want to live a more natural lifestyle. Talked about this in my New Year's goals probably, but I just want to switch over to like all natural products. I switch my cleaning products to natural, and I want to like slowly switch over my skincare and makeup. I don't want to necessarily get rid of all my products that I'm using, so your girl will be using those till they're empty. But I do want to just like feel like I'm putting better things into my body and not having as many chemicals around me all the time and stuff like that, which the 2022 version me who is drinking a C4 energy drink every morning would be like, who is that? What's going on? Number 7, having a car again has improved my life so much. I bought a car this year and I didn't realize how much I was missing without it. Like, I just had to make so many plans around transit time, and like costs around Ubers was taking so much out of my budget, and it has improved my life so much, and having a monthly payment is like so worth the convenience that I have with the car. Number 8, I kind of knew this about myself, but really realized this year that I love the grind of working more than one job. I love being busy and I love feeling so accomplished at the end of the day, and like, I don't know if this is toxic or not, but like, I love being so exhausted that I just fall into bed and go to bed. Okay, that doesn't like sound okay, but if you know, you know. I just love grinding. Like, I want to be using every minute of the day to do something productive, literally anything. I love the grind. I love seeing it pay off, and that's that. Number 9, I love having my nails done. I've been really into the fake nail game. If you guys haven't seen this in my previous videos, I've been using the BT Art Box, I think is the brand, but I love them. I found green for St. Patrick's Day right now, and it makes me feel so much more put together. I've had them on basically for like over a month straight now, 3 different colors I've tried, but I was trying different brands and seeing which ones worked best because I just don't have the patience, the time, or the money to sit in a nail salon like once a month, and so I tried out the fake nails, and I've gotten a lot of compliments on them from strangers who don't know they're fake, and I'm like, okay, these were $10, thank you. So I realized I really like that, because before, if you know me, you know I probably have my nails done once a year max. Number 10, I love a cocktail that is slow to sip on in a nice icy martini glass. This year was the first year that I've probably ever tried a proper cocktail, or I guess I should say martini. I've had a cocktail before. I haven't had a martini before because that just sounds disgusting to me, and like, I know this is giving like, does she have a problem? Guys, like, I don't really like to drink that much, but I really love having a nice cold martini that takes you like the entire night to drink, and you're just vibing with your cute glass, and you have a little olive snack. Like, that's to die for. That is my ideal night, is to go have one martini and be in bed by 10:30. Number 11, this goes back to my surgery as well, but I value my independence, especially in the mornings, so much more than I ever thought. I love being alone in the mornings, and I knew this, but I kind of thought it was because I was single. No, it's not. I love being alone in the mornings. I want to do everything alone until like 9 a.m. and then I'm ready to be with people for the day. But God, when I couldn't do anything on my own, like I hated having to ask people for things and not being able to like be independent in the morning. I hated it, and I'm so happy to have that freedom back, and I didn't realize how much I cherished it. Number 12, I kind of love having a little more red in my hair. 2021, I started dyeing my hair, and I added more blonde to it, and I'm a strawberry blonde to begin with, but I was making it really freaking blonde at one point, and now this year I've gone back to like just getting more blonde highlights rather than kind of like a full foil, and I love having a little red in it. I think it adds a little spice. It makes it easier for my hair to blend out, and I don't know, once I had it as blonde as it was, I was like, I'm never going back. Girl. 13, I am more opinionated than I ever knew. I feel like for years I would call myself like a non-confrontational person, and I don't know why. I guess sometimes I'm non-confrontational, but like, I will share my opinion and I will confront someone about something if I don't agree with it. I feel like that it probably has changed in the past couple of years. I've gotten like stronger in my opinions and beliefs, and that's probably just comes with getting older, not caring as much what other people think, but that is something that, again, I don't know about myself. Okay, we're halfway. Number 14 is that sleep is one of the most important factors in how I feel about my body image. That is like, guys, I can't describe how much this affects me. If I eat super healthy, have really good digestion, like feel really good about my body, I'm working out consistently, like feel really toned, snatched, fit, good. If I don't sleep, my body image, see you later. It's crazy. And then if I sleep like 12 hours and don't even have that great of a day before, I feel so much better. It's like your body, the body loves sleep. And I feel like this year I finally made that connection where I was like, I need to be actually sleeping the right amount to feel good in my body. Number 15, some people don't change, and that's okay. I have just learned like people in your life are going to be who they are for you. They don't need to be everything for you. They can be some things for you, and you don't have to try and change them to fit things that you want them to be for you. That was like a really wordy way of saying it, but some people don't change, and that's okay. And if you still want them in your life, then keep them. If not, then don't try and change them. 16. Hey everyone, I don't really care about who sees the stuff that I post. Again, this was one of the like preconceived notions I had about myself. How does that work? Tell me. That I like cared about what people thought, and I just like don't really. I'm like, I don't know, probably people that I know are watching this, and usually I'd be like, wait, I'm so embarrassed, and now I'm like, comment below. Hey. I don't know, I just like don't care, and it's freeing because I like what I do, I like what I post, and I don't really care what anyone else thinks of it. 17, some of my friends will have kids at my wedding. That's like a crazy thing to think about. I mean, I'm at the age where all my friends are getting engaged, or some of them are married, one of my friends is pregnant. Like, it's just so crazy to think that like in a couple years, fingers crossed, when I'm engaged, let's put that out there in the universe. Like, it's just so crazy to think like my friends will have probably toddlers at my wedding. Wild, and more than one. And if you're watching this, it's literally not just gonna be you, and that's crazy to me. Number 18, I have been loving Pinterest again this past year, like I used to in high school. And like I used to just play around on Pinterest so much when I like had all my different boards, and I'm so into that again. I love pinning. I love just like being creative and having different ideas on Pinterest, and like making vision boards, like not just for goals in a year, but just vision boards in general. I am loving Pinterest. Number 19, I am more excited to have and to decorate a home than I ever have been. The past couple years, I have been like so anti that. I'm just like, I want nothing to do with being a homeowner and like having to do interior design and like stuff like that. But now I find myself so much more interested in like, don't get me wrong, I've always loved trinkets and little knickknacks, but more interested in like putting a room together and like stuff like that than I ever have been before, which again, that probably just comes with growing up. Number 20, this one's a big change for me. I like going out to like sushi or tapas meals way more than I love a big heavy dinner out. I would literally never want to go out to tapas. Probably a couple years ago, I'd be like, I'm not going to eat a bite of something. Like, now I love it. I think it's like the best little, you can try a little piece of everything. You don't leave having to be doubled over and needing my OG wheelchair. It's just so much better. It goes with the one martini rule. It's like, let's get one martini, a couple tapas, and then hit the hay. 21, preventative and slow movement is really important. Obviously with training for the marathon, I realized like this year specifically how much 5 minutes of like warm up can impact your workout. My runs were so much better when I stretched. I mean, I stretched before every run once I realized this, and this was in like the beginning of the training journey, and I was like, I can't imagine what my body would feel like if I didn't do those warm-ups before. And obviously in PT, I just have seen so much progress over the past couple months, and I'm like, I'm barely doing anything in my head, but it all adds up so fast, and it's just crazy how important small movements are. 22, oh, this is a new one for me too. Well, these, okay, it's so drama, they're all new, that's why I freaking wrote them down. Sometimes bringing all the people I love together stresses me out more than I enjoy it, and it's okay not to do everything in a big group. I am a huge advocate for like, let's get everyone in the same room and all my friends can be in one spot, and sometimes I'm like, why do I stress myself out trying to coordinate that, trying to force things when like, if some people can come, you can still do the plan. It's okay. Like, and then you can get together with the other people the next time. You don't have to like make everything like people pleaser okay for everyone. I've kind of just like given up on that part because everyone has such different lives and schedules, and like this is just the way life goes at this age. 23, I can only control the way I react and not what others say or do. This kind of goes with the theme of people won't change, and I don't care what other people think about what I post on social media. Like, people can say whatever they want about who you are, who they think you are, but you can really only control the way that you react to that. And that's something that everyone knows, but it's actually way harder to live by, and I feel like I've been focusing really hard on living that way this year. 24, it is so important to take care of people when they need it. I don't know if I will ever be able to describe to everyone who helped me out in the past couple months how much it meant to me. Like, my friends changing my sheets, filling up my water, like all of that stuff. I'm like, it seems so trivial, but when someone is in desperate need of care, I want to be at their side being like, what can I do for you? Because I know how much it matters. 25, you do not need to apologize just to appease someone else. I've gotten a lot better at that this past year, and before I feel like a lot of these are like, I'm a bitch now. But that's not the way it is. I just feel like I'm more confident in my opinions, in asserting myself and saying what I want to and not saying what I don't want to. So yeah, I mean, that one's simple. You don't need to apologize just to make someone else happy when you don't actually feel sorry. Don't say the words if you don't mean it. And 26, ultimately every hard thing I experienced this year always taught me a lesson in the end. Just a good way to wrap up the list. Like, everything that happened to me, I'm like, okay, well, this taught me this brought me this. There's just so many different ways to look at things. And again, that goes back to, you can't control what happens, you can only control the way you react. And this year was a big example of that. And it just really is so important to frame your mindset around, what can I take away from this experience, good or bad. That's the end of my list, 26 things I learned this year. It is hard to come up with 26 things, but I challenge you guys to do the same at whatever age you're turning, because it's really fun to look back on and reflect how much you've changed over the years and see if you're still kind of living by the things that you learned in the past years. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Comment what your favorite lesson is and if any of these resonated with you.